Welcome to Beer and Bullstein here on the SHR Media Network and simulcast on the KLRN Radio Network. Thank you to Rowdy Rick Robinson for that. Don't tax the Rick. Make sure you don't do any of that. It has been a wonderful, hot spring day here in the great Northeast. Absolutely love it. I hope everybody's here. Have a good time. Welcome to Beer Bullstein. It's great to have you with us tonight. Grab a cold one, settle in, check your six, because the world's spinning fast today and the headlines are not slowing down. Tonight we're tracking global escalation and absolute cultural chaos. We've got breaking news out of Europe where a horrific attack in Italy has left a community shattered. Closer to home, a New York City girls' school is targeted by radical activists. But our main focus tonight is a massive coordinated assault on your privacy and your constitutional rights out of New Jersey. The state attorney general is coming for your records, and every gun owner in America needs to pay attention to this development. I'm going to tell you that right now. Plus, later in the show, we're going to lighten things up just a bit. Look at Jesse Waters absolutely dismantling the political IQ of Bruce Springsteen fans, because it's awesome. Here, but lots of. Hey, brother, I'll have one for you tonight. There you go. Let's see. You don't want to miss that. The Springsteen fans. Let's pour a drink, drive into the text, talk back to the machine. Let's go. That being said, talk back to the machine, guys. That being said, our phone lines are open at all times. I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit. There we go. Phone lines are open at 202-503-2271. Actually, I'm going to see if that scrolls back. 2271, I actually got it right. Still good. 202-503-2271 if you want to be part of the program. If you want to disagree with me, absolutely call in. Let's have a discussion about it. Hell, you can talk about my beard. I do not care. I do not care. Really boils down to is if you disagree, I really want to talk to you. I really want to know why. You know, I'll be cordial, as long as you're cordial. And we'll have some fun. We'll have some good conversations. So, that being said, let's see. Whoop, I lost my chat. Let's see, we got Rowdy Rick Robinson in the chat. We got O2 AMT there. Thank you for moderating, brother. Outstanding. So, we're going to start overseas tonight. Breaking news out of Modena, Italy. A brutal radical Islamic terrorist attack has left 12 innocent people severely injured and fighting for their lives. The details are emerging. Some people say it might be just psychological, but I'm going to tell you right now, people doing crazy shit because they're crazy is for few and far between. People generally do things as targets. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's I really can't wrap my head around the mainstream media talking about this stuff. The details are still emerging, but what we see is a recurring pattern across Western Europe, a complete collapse of border security, a complete failure to vet who is entering these countries, and the tragic price paid by everyday citizens. No kidding, right? We're sending our thoughts and prayers to the victims in Italy tonight as they fight to survive. Absolutely, because there was one woman that I believe is a double amputee now, at least. And I have the video here. So you guys gonna have to see it. I saw it, so you're gonna have to freaking see it. But don't think for a second this radical intimidation is isolated to Europe. Right here at home in the America's biggest city. Well, you know what? We're gonna get back to that. We're actually just going to bring up the videos. Warning. Some viewers may find this disturbing. If you don't like it, now's the time to look away. What you just saw there was a Citroen being driven through a group of people on a sidewalk. Here it comes from the other direction. And after he gets done, realizes the car is screwed, he gets out and starts trying to hack and slash with a knife. Yeah, don't help those guys on the ground. No. What they should be doing is pulling this guy out of the car and beating the ever-living shit out of him. But no, he gets out with a knife and he starts hacking and slashing. This is an all too familiar scene. Where have we seen this before? St. Louis. We've seen this in France, Belgium, now Italy. This garbage needs to stop. And you know what? The news didn't say it was a radical Islamic terrorist attack. You know what? I put that in there. Why? Because I'm fucking right. That's why. I'm going to tell you that now. I'm fucking right. And the reason for it is I have yet to be wrong about this garbage. I wish I was. Every single time. I wish I was. So let's watch that again real quick. Let that sink in. How many people do you just run over there? 12? This poor guy was just standing next to the freaking wall. Or woman. I don't know. I think it's shock value there. Is he Stanley? Yeah. What the fuck is with people that don't stop fuckers like this when it's happening? It might be shock factor. There is a thing in our little brains called the limbic system. That's where the fight or flight thing comes from. What a lot of people don't understand is there's a third section to that. There's the freeze. Flight, fight, and freeze. English is fun. It really boils down to that. How long is that freeze? You know, can I get my brain to wrap around what I'm actually looking at and then react to it? Generally, training reduces that. Excuse me. One of the reasons why the military still uses human-shaped targets when we're doing our qualifications, rifle qualifications, is so it reduces that freeze when you have to shoot somebody. You know, now it's just a target. It's just a silhouette. It's just a, whatever. Boom. Pop, 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 pop. Done. So that's kind of one of those things. But don't think for a second this radical intimidation is isolated to Europe. Right here at home in America's biggest city, the group of radical Muslims targeted and terrorized a girls' school, a girls' school in New York. All right. They brought the chaos directly to the children. Where's the media outrage? That's what I'd like to know. Where is the media outrage? Where's the national condemnation? I can never get that word right. Condemnation. It's a good word, though. If the political roles were reversed, this would be a 24/7 breaking news alert on every legacy network. Instead, it's get buried. We're unburying it tonight. Hey, Phantom, how are you? Donald Trump is Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. Just a little bit. But you know what? You do you. I'm glad you like him. I like him fine as a president. I don't think he's Jesus Christ, though. I think Jesus Christ is Jesus Christ. And that's pretty much where we're going to end that one. Let's pull up the other one, though. Check this out. Whoops. Sorry. I've got the wrong... Share this tab instead. There we go. These are grown men. This is a Jewish girls' school. These are grown Muslim men. Oops.
This is the front of the Jewish school, high school. Do you see what's happening here? Because there's no mosque in the area to do this in front of. You have to do it in front of a Jewish school.
There's a mosque 2 blocks away from this Jewish school.
Nice, right?
I'm going to let that continue to play, though. Why would you do that? Think about it. Why would you do that? This is low-key terrorists. This is terrorism. This is to basically make little girls, little high school girls, be afraid. Look what's waiting for them outside of the school. Think back to October 7th attacks in Israel, what they did to little girls about high school aged. What would you be thinking if you were a parent of one of these kids? I know what I'd be thinking. You know, I can't even believe that that's what we're talking about right now. This right here should be condemned. This right here, from every single news media, every single religious outlet, every single person with a fucking moral compass should be looking at this and going, what the actual fuck? You know, you couldn't even do it across the street. You had to do it right up against their wall. Why is it that if I did something like this, me being the standard issue white guy, I would be put on a list somewhere? You know, I would be that guy that you know, would end up getting all sorts of law enforcement talking to me, wondering what am I doing there? Why am I doing it? Why do I want to intimidate young girls? But no, where's the cops? 35,000 New York police officers. Where's the cops? Thank God we have one person, a councilwoman, that actually recorded this. I'll bring that back down. One councilwoman who actually recorded this, because she's just side by side or beside herself, wondering what the hell is going on with that. What do you guys think? I'm going to tell you right now, there's a mosque 2 blocks away. And in the Islamic culture, this right here, this is intimidation. That's all that is. This isn't guys exercising their religious rights. They're hiding behind the First Amendment right now. You know, they are hiding it behind the First Amendment right now. And just, I hope for the safety of these girls, because that just infuriates me. I have to be very careful and very selective with how I am expressing that. Mainly because if I was in Afghanistan or Iraq, and this was, I mean, granted, they didn't have a Jewish school there, but let's just say that was, that I wouldn't think 2 in the head of each one of them. Wouldn't think twice. That right there is intimidation at its finest. 202-503-2271 if you want to be a part of the program. That being said, we're going to take our first break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense, where we cut through the noise of news and politics with a sharp edge. Tune in every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a refreshing dose of reality. We fearlessly tackle the tough topics with no nonsense, just pure common sense. Visit shrmedia.com to discover where you can catch the Reaver in action. He is here to amplify your inner logic. He may not always be polite, he may not always be refined, but one thing is for sure, he always tells it like it is. The Reaver of Common Sense.
Attention, all patriotic women of faith. Yep, I'm talking to you, sis. Are you looking for high-quality, super soft apparel that reflects your love for country and your devotion to God? Look no further than Carry Girl Gear. Picture this. You rocking a tee so soft it's like being hugged by a cloud, all while showing off your love for God and country. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, welcome to reality, babes, because that's what we're all about here at Carry Girl Gear. We specialize in super soft tees, tanks, and more, designed specifically for the strong, patriotic woman who proudly wants to carry their message of faith and freedom. When you shop with us, you're not just getting a t-shirt. You're joining a community of like-minded women who are proud to wear their beliefs straight on their tees. So whether you're sipping sweet tea on the porch or leading the charge for faith and freedom, do it in a Carry Girl tee. Because life's too short for stiff, boring tees. CarryGirl.com, where faith and freedom meets fashion.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Welcome back to Beer Bullstein on the SHR Media Network and simulcast on the KLRN Radio Network. Thank you to No Texter Rick. We got another soldier down. There we go. Cheers. It's Saturday night. Holy crap. It is Saturday night. Cheers, everybody. Pink. Mission Ready Man in the house. Biggie. Can't you see Earl Jackson is in the house? Always know if, it's nice to know that if my other careers don't work out, I can always be a backup singer for Biggie. Biggie, can't you see? Sometimes your love just hypnotizes me. Rest in peace, Biggie. So, but not that Biggie. Our Biggie. I'll be Biggie Earl Jackson's backup singers. That's where I'm going. Oh, I have lost things. All right, let's pivot to the front lines of the Second Amendment real quick, because this next story is an absolute red alert. The New Jersey Attorney General has just weaponized her office in a way that should terrify every law-abiding gun owner in this country. I had Buck Rogers flashbacks. I love it. All right, so it's to terrify every law-abiding gun owner in this country. Her office has officially issued sweeping subpoenas demanding private customer purchase records from federal firearm licensees or FFL statewide. Why do you think that is? Let's call it exactly what it is. Blatant, unconstitutional backdoor attempt to compile a state-level de facto gun registry. That's pretty much what that is. They want to know who you are, what you bought, when you bought it, and where you keep it. Why is a gun registry so, how do I put it? Scary. It's a good way to say it, I guess. Why is it? Because that's exactly what the Nazis did. They wanted to know they wanted to know where all the guns were. What's the next step after you put a national registry in there? Confiscation. After confiscation come rail cars and gas chambers. I, for one, will not be one of those people. Not on my watch. I have no illusions that I would, survive anything like that. However, I will take as many with me as I possibly could. So I hope they send bachelors. Because I really hate to deprive some little girl of her father. I said it. I said it here. I said it right now. You heard it. I ain't kidding. I ain't fucking around. Not with this shit. Second Amendment is our last stop before tyranny, before everything falls apart. The Second Amendment is the answer to everything. Comes down to is, especially when you're talking about people like me, I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I'm not an independent. I'm not even a libertarian. I am part of the leave me the fuck alone, you do you, and leave me the fuck out of it party. I am the chairman. We don't have meetings. We don't have an Act Blue or a super PAC backing us up. We just basically, and wait for it, Leave each other the fuck alone. That is our entire party stance. That's it. I am the chairman and CEO of this party. If you want to join, leave me alone. And you're already in. That's how that shit works. Let's see. The Association of New Jersey Rifle and Pistol Clubs is already moving. The gun rights groups are drawing a hard line in the sand. This flies directly in the face of the Bruin decision, if you haven't thought about that. And it's a massive overreach of executive power. They're going after the Glocks. All right. That's what it comes down to. They're going after the Glocks. So once again, you have gangbangers who go out there and get their little Glock switches and put them on the Glocks and make sure that they're, big and tough and scary and full auto. And once again, rather than going after the gangbangers, let's go after law-abiding citizens. So it's a twofer. It's a win-win for them. First off, we can disarm the populace. Kind of a cool thing, right? Especially if you're an authoritarian, a totalitarian, and you just want to be a dictator, great thing. Hey, I can disarm the populace. Done. That deserves a beer break. The second part of it is you don't go after your criminal base. You don't even have to do it. You can keep the fear up. Because now, who's going to save you? Government's got to save you. Government's got to get bigger. So now my totalitarian and my authoritarian outreach gets large. Large. This is how much I am, pro Second Amendment. There we go. I got a flintlock pistol tattooed on my forearm. All right. 2 reasons for that. One, next time I salute, I'm going to do it with a gun to my head. Secondly, it comes down to is, no, you can't freaking have it. Period. End of story. Let's see. They can subpoena the private records of a legal business dealing in constitutionally protected right without specific warrant or probable cause, then the Fourth Amendment is dead the second. We are, under the Fourth Amendment, supposed to be secure in our persons, papers, and effects. So once I buy an article, like if I went out and bought an iPhone, all right, who the hell cares? I mean, that's probably a bad example because they are locating, I buy a car. That's a bad example too. Wait a minute. They're tracking those. Shit. I buy a sofa. Well, let's just go to that. We're going to go down. I buy from a furniture store. All right. Who cares where that sofa goes? Who cares that I put it in my living room or my sunroom or, I left it out on the front lawn so I look like I live in West Virginia? Who knows? Who cares? But when it comes to guns and cars and all that other stuff, and when it comes to movement of people and the ability to defend oneself, these government entities are relentless. And they always want the information. That is just the most garbage thing I've ever heard. 202-503-2271 if you want to be part of the program. Let me look at the chat real quick. Let me know where you're watching from tonight. Tell me, how should FFLs respond to this? Should they comply? Should they fight this all the way to the higher court? Drop it in chat right now, guys. Lawn sofa is the best sofa. Absolutely. You can sit out there. You can wait for your Amazon deliveries. It's freaking amazing. I highly recommend not getting a cloth one because it doesn't repel water very well. But, hey. Oh, my. That is one of the biggest assaults on the Second Amendment. Right now, we're actually waiting on a number of Second Amendment things at the Second Amendment cases at the Supreme Court, and I can't wait to see it. We've got the DOJ going after Colorado about them banning standard capacity magazines and semi-automatic rifles because they're scary. They're so scary, guys. 202-503-2271. I'm going to take a lot of those things. Oh, you know what? I haven't even brought up my cohort. Oh, I am so sorry. Look at this. She actually fell asleep waiting for her time. The Cartier cam is up. Hell, you call in, you can talk to my dog for all I care. Call in 202-503-2271. So what do you guys think about all that? I'd really like to know. Actually, we're going to do this. Engage with my audience. We're going to start a poll. Let's create this poll. Let's create a poll. Me. There we go. That's a good poll. Let's start that poll. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think that the government should have a right to know how much money you make. I am, keeping that in mind, I'm a fair tax guy. I'm not a free, or what was it, the flat tax? Fuck flat tax. I'm a fair tax. Make everything a national sales tax. So if you don't want to pay taxes, don't buy anything. Exactly. If the government knows where everything is kept, it's easier to take. Exactly. Now, here's the fun part. Let's look at what that would actually look like. How scary this is. Okay. Do you think the politicians themselves are going to be the ones coming down and trying to take your guns? No. They're going to send in the state police. Generally the state police first, because those are generally the most militant of the police forces in a state. Probably with the backing of the FBI and the ATF. Down to, depending on where you are, county sheriff might or might not. The county sheriff is actually our pretty much our only recourse in most of these things, because they're the highest elected law enforcement official in the country. Don't know if you knew that. County sheriff. You keep yours on a boat and a bad boater with regular accents. I applaud that. You know what else I applaud, though? Guys that stand up and say, come on, Moulin Levee. Come on, take them. You know what? Stack up, Buttercup. Let's go. Because this is just, we are getting to a point in this country where until mass organized people stand up with their arms and say, fuck you, no, we're going to get shit just roughshod all over us. That's really where we're going to be at. By the way, Kung Fu Frogs, I absolutely love your username. I wish I would have thought that one up. That is freaking amazing. Whoop, let me get my thing back up here. I have to go through my clips here. So we are at no, looking like our biggest thing on the polls. Ruby Ridge and Waco want me to, you hesitate, numbers game. Exactly. You know what? Like I said, I have no illusions of actually surviving that things, but it's going to be one of those things. If I happen to be the guy that they come after, then I'll make it a good fight and everybody will be talking about it for the next 50 years. That's kind of where I'm at, with all of this stuff. Because let me put it to you this way. First off, it's private property. You can't have it. It's mine. It's private freaking property. Second, it is a God-given right to defend myself. It is my God-given right to defend myself with a firearm or any other weapon or means that I wish to employ. It is my God-given right. Waco got burned out. It wasn't even a fair fight. Absolutely not. It wasn't. Everybody sits there and, like, I love it when the ATF, puts up there, oh, remember Waco, the lost officers. You know what? Fuck those guys. I said it. Fuck them. They were there unconstitutionally, escalating a situation that led to how many deaths? Of kids. of fucking kids. Wait, Ruby Ridge. They shot that woman while she was holding her baby. I mean, wow, big man right there. All over shotguns on that one. Shotguns, sawed-off shotguns. All right. You guys got sniper rifles and assault rifles and all that other shit, and this guy's got shotguns. But you have to snipe his wife. I mean, oh my God. Ruby entrapment. Absolutely. So that being said, let's move into our next thing. We need to take a quick breather from the heavy stuff, talk about a bit of cultural comedy that happened this week. I should have refused. What should I have refused, Joe Jack? Well, they should have refused. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. We need to take a quick break, breather from the heavy stuff. Talk about a little cultural comedy that happened this week. Fox News' Jesse Waters took his cameras outside a Bruce Springsteen concert to talk about talk to the fans of The Boss. By the way, I fucking hate Bruce Springsteen music. Now we all know Bruce loves to lecture everyday Americans about political morality and economics from his multi-million-dollar mansions. But Waters decided to test the actual political IQ of the people paying thousands and thousands of dollars to sit in the stadium seats. Folks, this was an absolute train wreck. I'm going to get rid of Cardia because she's just sleeping. It was an absolute train wreck. Waters asked basic fundamental questions about the economy, current legislation, and American history, and these people couldn't find their way out of a wet paper bag. Turns out when you spend decades listening to multimillionaires sing about working in a factory that they never stepped foot in, it does something to your brain. It's hilarious. It's cringeworthy, and we're going to react to the best clips of it right now. Let me get this up here real quick. And here we go.
Bruce! Bruce!
Bruce Springsteen, baby.
What do you love about Bruce?
He's the boss. He's sexy as
The greatest live performer I've ever seen, and I've seen them all.
Have you seen Elvis?
No,
Okay.
sorry.
Then you haven't seen them all.
Let's hear it.
Born in the USA.
Dear God, don't quit your day job.
Do you love Bruce's politics?
yes.
I'm a limousine lib.
What's going on in our country now is terrible.
No. Separate the art from the artist.
I'm a liberal.
I would have never guessed.
That is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me.
Do you think he's too political?
Sometimes he can be. Yeah, like just saying.
No, you can't be too political. He's a patriot.
Everybody has their political opinion.
What do you do for a living?
Actually a musician myself.
Do you talk politics at your concerts?
No.
It's a good point.
President Trump says he has an incurable case of TDS. Does he?
The people who have TDS are the MAGA population.
What do you mean?
Oh, you know, I can't start giving you typical names.
I would say no.
So you think it's
Can't
terrible?
explain it.
I don't think.
Donald Trump doesn't know what day it is.
Thursday night, they're no longer forgotten.
How do you feel about Donald Trump?
I have a degree in psychology, a master's in psychology, and the man has a mental problem.
What does he have?
I don't know what it is.
But I thought you had a degree.
I have a degree, but if
It's
you have
not
a
that
degree,
good.
oh God.
Oh, let's stop right there for a second. I love this stuff. People who qualify shit. First, I have a master's degree in psychology, and he's got mental problems. What mental problems does he have? But I thought you had a degree. You know what? Take that shit. Fuck off over there with it.
I can't wait till he's gone. My fear is it's not going to happen. He's not going to leave.
But he left the first time.
He was forced to leave. He had no choice.
So when he's done with this term, he'll be forced to leave.
I'm not sure of that. I'm nervous about it.
You'll be okay.
You say so? Can I take your money to the bank?
You sure can.
Donald Trump sucks. We're from Chicago.
We have to save Chicago immediately.
How do you
From Chicago? Yeah, okay.
feel about Donald Trump's handling of the Iran war?
I don't want to go to war. I'm an aging hippie.
This was all a cover.
Sorry, old man. No one's going to fucking take you.
because he doesn't want to talk about the Epstein files.
He went to war to cover the Epstein files.
That has a lot to do with it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's illegal. We shouldn't be there.
So you would let Iran have a nuclear bomb?
Should we have them and they not?
I feel comfortable with that.
You have to sit down and talk to them about it.
So when you get the chance to sit down with the crazy Iranians who want to kill and bomb everybody, what are you going to say?
We're going to have a conversation with them. You know what I mean? When you have a calm conversation with people.
So you think a calm conversation with the Iranians.
Has anybody ever tried it?
Yes.
I did. You can run the tape.
Bruce hates ICE. Do you guys hate ICE?
Absolutely, we do.
I don't think ICE has a purpose.
They want to protect people. Born in the USA.
We should be protecting people against all criminals.
That's what he's doing, law and order.
Okay.
Oh man, hi, you got me again.
What do you want to tell Jesse Waters?
My nephew, he's not even 1 year old. He watches your show every night.
Do you know who I am?
You're Jesse Waters, probably. No? I don't watch it.
Here's Johnny. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Mother of God. Now I get it. There is a little bit of you put somebody on camera and their brain kind of locks up, but Jesus H. Christ. No. Not in this aspect. Guys, I would like to hope that he was cherry picking the stupidest people he could possibly find, but that's the average person out there right now. I mean, none of them look like they were, just complete lunatics. But they're all sitting there. Oh, he's horrible. He has a mental disability. We have this. We have that. But none of them can actually take it past step 2. This is my biggest problem with people. Excuse me. Is I expect people to have more than a one-step thought process. And when I find out that 50% of the Americans don't, it's all, I'm going to go do this. Now what? It irritates me. It irritates me a lot, and I probably shouldn't get irritated. I should probably just go, well, that figures. But it really, how people live their lives this way, I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I do want to bring up, though, the SHR Media mug. Someone asked me last night after the show, do I actually have an SHR Media mug? This is the SHR Media mug. This thing will survive re-entry. Okay? Woke train wrecks every single time. Every single time. And I don't get it. Because I am not a smart guy. I'm really not. I'm drunk half the fucking time. All right? I'm just your regular standard issue white guy who sits there and drinks Guinness, who just wants to be left the fuck alone. But then you got people who, you heard the guy, he's a limousine liberal. A limousine liberal. That's the NIMBY guys, the not in my backyard guys. Oh, we need all of these programs, but leave it away from me. You plebs, you go ahead, you take all that. You two just go, you have to pay for that. I don't want to pay for that. What do you mean I have to buy my own health care? Oh my God. You mean someone's not going to provide that for me? What the hell? I thought this was America. I've said many times they never ask, then what? Absolutely. Then what is the most important question to ask? We've gone to war with Iran. Then what? I'm asking that now. I'll ask that of the Trump administration. If I could get somebody on the from the Trump administration on this show, I will ask. If I can get Trump himself on this show, I will ask, then what? What is the end game? See, Mandami and Hassan Poker limousine socialist. What the fuck? Absolutely. Yep. I know. Hassan Piker. I got you. I just read exactly what was up there. I'm sorry for mispronouncing that. But no, they're exactly limousine socialists. They're going to do all this good stuff until they run out of other people's money. And that's the problem with it. Me, myself, I live up in the horrible state of Massachusetts, the last surviving member of the Warsaw Pact. And it comes down to is we are just bleeding money to everybody except for people who are supposed to be here. That's the thing I don't get. You know, if you're going to spend the money, at least spend it upon people who are supposed to be here. You know, at least spend it on, you know, all this other stuff that doesn't have anything to do with, you know, illegal aliens. And I said it, illegal aliens. Illegal aliens. Aliens. Yes, they are illegal. Yes, they are aliens to this country. Why do I put it that way? Because that is how the law is read. That is how the law is stated. And it is honest, simple, direct English language. Period. They're not migrants. Migrants move. When they just come in and stay, that are not a migrant. Okay? I mean, these people don't get it. And then they try to come in and sit there and take away our Second Amendment rights. Meanwhile, we're importing murderers. Oh, I call them foreign criminals. They absolutely are foreign criminals. Murderers, sociopaths, rapists. You know, yeah, I know. I mean, I'm an insurgent in the Massachusetts place back here. There, Kung Fu. You know, talk to my wife. I'm trying to get out of here. Hell, I'll live in my friggin' RV before I try to stay around here. I love my RV though. So make sure, let's see, what time is it? We got about 17 minutes left. What can I fill with this? 202-503-2271. I've actually gotten to the end of my videos for you tonight. Kind of burned through that. That's a problem when I follow a script. Things just kind of like, and then I'm done. I know that sounded like a weird juiced up turkey. 202-503-2271 if you want to be part of the program. Give me a call. Let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about the Islamic terrorist threat. Let's talk about the Second Amendment and its importance in this country. Let's talk about the fact that 50% of our neighbors are incredibly stupid. Because let's face it, George Carlin said it himself, and it was absolutely brilliant. He says, think of the average person and how intelligent they are. And I'll realize that 50% of the people out there are dumber than that. And they vote. And then we're importing people who aren't supposed to legally vote in this country, but then they vote and count out your vote. I'm sorry, guys. The framers will be not only rolling in their graves, but they'll be stacking bodies like cordwood right about now. What are we doing? Well, I'm here on SHR Media talking about it, trying to get people fired up. Just like me. I'm fired up. Let's freaking go do something. Who can you do? You can call your congressman. You can call your senator. You could try to get the SAVE Act passed. Because that one right there, I'm going to tell you right now, fuck you, Republicans. Fuck every single one of you. Fuck you right in the goddamn ear. Get that SAVE Act passed. The Cold Breeze says Americans are morons, idiots, and imbeciles. Ooh. That's good. I would love to talk to you. 202-503-2271. Especially if you're on a VoIP, that probably will be a free phone call for you. Why would you think that we're morons, idiots, and imbeciles? And that's a very broad brush to be painting with, to be honest with you. Because I could say the UK is about the same. The UK is right now under siege. The UK, actually, where did I put it? I had it here. The UK is actually having a 1 million man march talking about how their speech laws are by putting people in jail saying, oh, the Islamists don't belong here. And then you go to jail. Just for saying that, just for talking about your opinion. Cold Breeze, 202-503-2271. I'm calling you out, brother. I've got the phone lines 110% straight open for you. Oh, sorry. Went and saw something else there. Ooh, shiny. So, guys, it's Saturday night. I raise a glass to all of you. Or a pint of Guinness to all of you. Make sure you go over to shrmedia.com. Pick yourself up one of these things, because I'll tell you right now, if nothing else, that thing might deflect bullets. I have no idea. But it is definitely full. Oops, where am I going here? I need live chat. There we go. The Second Amendment is a hill to die on. That's it. That is my hill. Hell, I'm gonna have to talk to the boss and ask if I can bring guns on here, but we'll see. We shall see. That being said, let's take a look here. I need to bring this up again. I can't believe I don't have this already memorized. But guys, I am not the only person here on the SHR Media Network. We have several other people. It's the Edge of Liberty with Sackhead Sean, our boss. He loves it when I call him the boss, because you know what? Fuck Bruce Springsteen. Sackhead Sean is the boss. The boss. The boss. He comes on Monday and Wednesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 p.m. Eastern. He's got a special show tomorrow, Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern in his Berserk Bobcat Saloon. He's going to be talking about a whole number of things, and there might be a couple of special guests, such as a dude with a very long beard. Who knows? Might even bring his dog with him, who is just so attentive. So friggin' attentive. And then after that, the Reaver of Common Sense with Jersey Joe, Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you check him out. And then, of course, last but not least, certainly not least in my heart, because I'm going to sing him a song. He's in the room right now. Biggie, 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 can't you see? Mission Ready Men is on Tuesday and Thursday. That doesn't rhyme, but oh well. At 12 p.m. Eastern, that is the noonish hour, so that is in the middle of your days. And I think he has a special coming up here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, so about 1 hour from now. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you keep your dials set to the SHR Media Network, and you can, check out what Big E Earl Jackson has to say tonight. I will be there. I'll be in the comments, probably going, hey, what are you doing? Can I come on your show? I really don't want to be off the line right now, but I had chicken to eat. And then, I sat there, and this is my sign language. This is the sign language interpreter. So that being said, make sure you check out Big E Earl Jackson here in 1 hour, actually. And then always on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the noonish hour. There's so many cowards. Cold Breeze, come on. 202-503-2271. I would love to know why I'm a moron, idiot, and imbecile. Please tell me. Please tell me. I'm going to beg you. Nothing? Nothing. The fun part is I leave this stuff open, and then when I go offline, people start calling me. I don't answer them, by the way. Not when I'm offline. So that, and I have the ability to change the number anytime I want. So it really, you're not, trolling me at that point. So 10 minutes early. 10 minutes early. I can't believe it. It's going to do us for us tonight on Beer and Bullstein. Thank you so much for hanging out, throwing your takes in the chat, and keeping conversation alive, especially you, Mr. Kung Fu Frogs, and Mr. Mission Ready Man. Joe Jack, thank you for your input. O2AMT, thank you for your moderation. Before you head out, do me a huge favor, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a live stream when we go hot. I've pinned a comment down below asking you about the new Jersey FFL overreach. Leave your thoughts here so we can feed the YouTube algorithm, get this message out to more patriots. Keep your powder dry. Check your six. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers, everybody.